everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Marilyn and I'm so excited to tell you that I just graduated as a bioscience engineer. But that's not what today's video is about, because today I will share with you my ultimate summer chutney recipe, which I make with tomatoes, watermelon, onions, garlic, ginger, chili and all the good stuff. Really the holy trinity of Indian cuisine. First, I will start with giving a short definition and introduction to what chutney actually is, because some of you might have heard of chutney, some of you might have not. But the tomato chutneys that you can buy in the supermarkets here are really different from the ones in Indian cuisines. So I will read the definition really quickly here on my screen. So a chutney is a condiment with quite a confusing identity. The chutneys you might buy in supermarkets are something like relish or like a jam. They are savory preserves, usually fruit-based, served as a complement to dishes like Indian curries. But typical chutneys in India are made of a huge range of ingredients, from yogurts to peanuts. They can be smooth or chunky, either cooked or raw, and served as a condiment or a dip. Some are served even as side dishes or as breakfast. Really, sign me up for chutney as a breakfast. I will take it any day. And even the meaning of chutney is unclear. It has been translated as spicy or crushed, and there's not really a specific translation of what chutney actually is. To me, it doesn't matter if there's a correct translation or not, because I will take any chutney. I love coconut chutneys, mango chutneys, mint chutneys, really all the chutneys. The most common chutneys you find in supermarkets are mango chutney, but these are extremely sugary, and to me it's really confusing because the fruits they put in it are mango or tomato, and these fruits already have high amounts of sugar in them naturally. So why add sugar if you can just use the sugar in your fruits and extract the sugars out of the fruit to make your chutney sweet naturally? In the process of developing this recipe, I looked up different recipes for making tomato chutney, but they all use insane amounts of sugar, which I'm not gonna use. I don't want to get diabetes from eating chutney, so no thank you. In my recipe, I use little amounts of sugar, just a tablespoon, 2 tablespoons, because I built on the sugars that are naturally present in the fruits. For example, in the watermelon and the tomatoes, which are also really sweet fruit. And that's why you don't need to add that much sugar at all. And then you also get the acidity from the apple cider vinegar, the toasty, burnt flavors that are created via the Maillard reactions from caramelizing your onions and your garlic, and the punginess of the ginger, which I add to literally everything I make. And that brings me to the point. What can you use chutney on? When do you eat chutney? I would suggest you eat chutney just as a condiment, with your fries, with your potatoes, or even on the side of some couscous, on the side of some meats. You can use it instead of the freakishly boring mayonnaise and ketchup. They're great on some occasions, but chutney will rule them all. So here's a confession, how I eat my chutney most of the time. I get the baby gem lettuces, I pull off the leaves, and I take these leaves and then I make little boats with them, and I scoop the chutney spoon after spoon on my lettuce leaves, and I eat them as little boats. That way I can finish a jar of chutney in just one sitting. And don't come at me, because after mastering this recipe, you will have to stop yourself from finishing a jar of chutney in one sitting as well. But that's enough of me rambling. First of all, we'll get some fresh tomatoes from the bio supermarkets, which are really delicious and sweet now that the tomato season is finally here. So let's get in my freakishly hot car right now, and we'll get the tomatoes.
Well, I don't know how I came here tonight. I got a feeling that something right. I'm so scared because I fall on my chair, and I wondered how I get downstairs. And clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. Yes, I'm stuck in the traffic because of a tractor. I arrived.
We're back from the supermarket and we got our lovely produce. We got our fresh tomatoes, which smell incredible, by the way. Then I have some fresh garlic, or you can use dried garlic as well, some ginger, some spring onions, red chili peppers, the big ones, not the Thai chili peppers, because I don't want you to die from this chutney. Then I also have some jalapenos, some watermelon as well, some white onion and some shallots. You can also use red onion. I think I will use one red onion, which I will get later. You can eyeball this recipe and just use what you have. If you don't have the red chili pepper and just jalapeno, you can use just jalapeno. It doesn't really matter. The point of this recipe is that you get to know chutney and that you just have fun and create something delicious. Let's start by covering the other ingredients that I'm going to use. And for the record, I'm not using all of the ingredients. These are just options I give you, and you can pick and choose which ones you like or which ones you have available to you. I'll start with the soy sauce portion. I'm using two types of soy sauces. I'm using just a normal tamari soy sauce, which is not sweetened. It's just regular soy sauce. And then I'm also using a Japanese soy sauce with sesame that's a little bit sweetened. It has a smoky taste, which goes really nice in this chutney. So that's why I'm using this one. You can substitute this type of soy sauce by just combining the tamari with a little bit of sugar and then making your own sweetened soy sauce. For the vinegar, I usually use apple cider vinegar, and two types. I use the normal apple cider vinegar and the concentrated apple cider vinegar, which is much darker in color. If you don't have this one, you can also use balsamic vinegar. That's very close and is also delicious in taste. You can also use red wine vinegar or white wine vinegar or just distilled vinegar. These are all perfect as well. Then some tomato paste, some limes. And the next two ingredients I will be using are pomegranate molasses and tamarind paste. Pomegranate molasses are made from concentrated pomegranate juice, and it is not as sweet as you might think. It's rather sour and reminds me of lime juice, which is a little bit more sweet and complex in taste. It might be hard for you to find pomegranate molasses in the supermarkets. I know it is here in Belgium, but you can also order it online. I know it's not the best for the environment, but you can make exception for some products. And pomegranate molasses are great to add in salad dressings, as well as in stews or in other recipes that just need that little bit of sweet sour taste. It's really, really nice. The next ingredient is tamarind paste. Tamarind paste is a paste that's made from tamarind beans, which originate from Africa, but are commonly used in Asian cuisines and Mexican cuisines as well. This paste is a little bit sour and a little bit sweet, but it's more complex than just lime juice. It's a little bit nutty in taste and a little earthy, and I absolutely adore this. For spices, it's really up to you which ones you want to use. I recommend masala, garam masala, red curry powder, Colombo powder, coriander powder, cumin seeds, coriander seeds, green chili powder, just chili powder in general, garlic, onion granules. Tex-Mex spices are also really delicious in this, but I would say the key spices are garam masala, curry powder, coriander, and cumin, and salt and pepper, of course, and chili powder if you want a little bit spicy. So now that we've covered all the other ingredients, let's start making our chutney. I'm going to start by chopping some onions. I'm going to use some white onion, some red onion, and some shallots. First time that I had tomato chutney was when I visited England, and there I had it on just a normal piece of bread with some cheese and just a chutney. It was in a really small pub on the side of the road near the New Forest. Me and my family have visited England quite a lot since then. And every year we went, I always made sure to stop in every shop to look if, sorry, my eyes are watering already, I'm getting emotional, to see if they had chutneys. Onion chutneys, tomato chutneys, rhubarb chutneys, every kind of chutney they had. I would beg my parents to buy these ones to take home with me. And we always went by car because we made road trips throughout the country to see as much as possible, and used to buy so many jars of chutney that we had to put the chutney jars in the back of the car. You can lift a panel and then you have your spare wheel. Well, that's where we stocked up the chutneys because all our luggage was already in the back and taking up a lot of space. I'm very curious to know if there are some other people that also have funny stories about them traveling to other places and discovering amazing foods or condiments even that they were totally hooked on from that moment on. If you have a story like that you would like to share, please write it down in the comments below because I'm really curious to know. Next up we have the chilies. I'm going to add 1 red chili and 2 little jalapenos. I am going to take out the seeds because these are really, really spicy. And there we have the chilies. I put a Dutch oven on high first. So this is a Strauss pot, but you can use whichever pot you have. And I heat up 2 tablespoons of oil. I first put in the onions and the shallots. So when you can see that the onions have taken some color and then they're nicely browned, you add the ginger, chili, garlic and spring onion. If the onions get stuck to the bottom, you just add a little bit of water to make sure that they don't get burned. At this point I add some salt, some pepper and then all my other spices. I'm going to put it on a lower heat because it's getting really dry. I put it on medium low. Always add some water if it's getting too dry. All the ingredients, I recommend you give it a taste and see if you need to add more vinegar, more sugar, more salt or more soy. I think this is actually perfect. And then you want to put it on a medium-high heat and let it bubble away for at least half an hour and stir every couple of minutes. Alright, here we are. It's been 45 minutes right now and the tomato chutney has thickened quite a bit. It's beautiful and glossy. It smells absolutely delicious. I'm going to put these in some glass containers and end the video right here. I hope you enjoyed watching today's video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I hope to see you soon in a new video. Bye everybody!